On your bike, in association with Safer Roads Humber, taking road safety seriously.
Scarborough. It's got all the ingredients you need for a classic seaside break. Cyclists on the first stage of the Tour de Yorkshire route completed their journey here. Scarborough is the largest holiday resort on the Yorkshire coast and has a population of 61,000. The town lies between 10 to 230 feet above sea level. If you're an inhabitant of the town, you'll likely be known as a Scarboroughian. But I'm just a cyclist, keen to sample what the delightful town has to offer, and I hear that there's a lot of sea life here. It would be hard to miss the Sealife Centre with its 3 iconic triangular buildings located on the North Bay. The centre was established in 1991 and is one of 50 centres located around the world. It's a huge attraction in Scarborough as it offers a unique mix of both indoor and outdoor exhibits. You can even spend some time with some seals or penguins. Josh, the Scarborough Sealife Centre entertaining tourists and cyclists since 1991, I believe. Tell me about its history.
Really, we opened, like we say, 1981. It started as a relatively small centre. We didn't have all the animals that we had today, and then over the years we've managed to expand it. So I think it was in 1994 we had the seals brought over to us. A few years later we had the otters added as well, and then now we've got the penguins, and they've just had their revamp on their enclosure.
And I would imagine the penguins are a very popular attraction of the centre.
Yeah, they are definitely one of the popular attractions.
Star attractions, because they're very cute, the penguins here on the Penguin Island, aren't they?
Yeah, a lot of people find it very entertaining. They're very comical creatures, and now that people actually get to interact with them a little bit more by walking through their enclosure, they find it very enjoyable.
We're quite close to the penguins.
Yeah.
This morning.
Yeah.
What other marine beauties do visitors have on offer to see here?
Like we say, we've got the otters and the seals, the turtles. They're always a really good visitor attraction. People love to come and see those. It's an animal that you probably never get to see in the wild. They're so elusive. We've also got jellyfish, which are always a really, really good one. That's one of our other new areas. Octopus, or a creature you never get to really see. Stingrays and native rays and sharks as well.
So a whole array of marine life here at the centre.
Yeah.
How important is marine conservation to the Sealife Centre, Josh?
Oh, it's very important. It's very important. We always try our best. So our seal hospital helps rehabilitating all of the seal pups that we get brought into us, which we're very successful with.
What background did the seals come from? Why are they brought here for sanctuary?
Well, mainly the reasons, at the minute, there seems to be fishing line always getting wrapped around their necks. Also, the reasons they get sometimes abandoned from their parents. Sometimes people interfering with them. Sometimes it's just from a general infection which catches up with them more and more. Could be a whole different number of reasons, really.
And then once they come to the sea... Oh, wow, look, the penguins have just dived into the water there. Spectacular. Once the seals come here, do they have permanent residency at the centre?
No, they get released back out into the wild as soon as possible. So they'll probably spend about a month in our hospital, just so we can keep a really close eye on them. And then they go into their own private little pool for a couple of weeks, and then we just put some weight on them and put them into the main pool with our resident seals. They'll probably stay in there for about a month to 2 months, and then they get released back out into the wild as well.
Fantastic. It's a win-win all round.
Yeah.
I'm heading off on my bike again now to uncover something about Scarborough which you may not know, the gravestone of English novelist Anne Bronte. She was the youngest member of the literary family and spent most of her time with her family at Haworth on the Yorkshire moors. She worked as a governess between 1839 and 1845 and fulfilled her literary dreams after leaving the profession. Her celebrated works include the novels Agnes Grey and The Tenant of Wildfell Hall, which were published under the masculine pen name of Acton Bell. But what linked Bronte to the seaside town? Well, Anne was suffering from the early stages of TB. She loved Scarborough, and it was felt that the change of air might relieve her symptoms, although a cure was sadly not possible. She came to Scarborough with her older sister Charlotte and their friend Ellen Nussing in May 1849. 2 days after their arrival, her condition deteriorated rapidly and she died peacefully in the afternoon. Anne enjoyed happy times in Scarborough in the past with the Robinson family, where she worked as their governess. It was with Anne's wish that she was buried in Scarborough. She wanted to spare Charlotte the painful task of accompanying her coffin back to their home in Haworth, and their elderly father the agony of conducting the funeral of his third child in as little as 9 months. She is the only member of the Bronte family who is not buried at Haworth. She is buried in St Mary's Churchyard on the Castle Hill overlooking the sea. But her headstone is a whole other story in itself. Her sister Charlotte later visited Anne's grave and was annoyed to discover that there were 5 errors on the inscription, one of which was the headstone giving her age as 28, when in fact she was 29. 3 years after her death, the other mistakes were corrected, but the age was not. It wasn't until some 164 years later, in 2013, that a new plaque on her grave was officially unveiled during a service of dedication with the correct age. A name that's synonymous with Scarborough is Stephen Jospeh, the theatre pioneer who started the first theatre in the round back in 1955 in a room above the Scarborough Library. The Stephen Jospeh Theatre is still going strong today, and its present home is on Westborough, where it's been since 1996. Now, if like me you enjoy a bit of culture, it's definitely worth a visit, especially as this year marks the theatre's 60th anniversary. Chris Monk succeeded Alan as artistic director in 2009, and during that time Chris has directed over 24 productions and made many changes to the theatre, ensuring it's firmly in place as a theatre of outstanding recognition. Chris, congratulations first of all on your 60th anniversary.
Thank you very much.
How did the theatre celebrate that milestone event?
Well, we put together a season which celebrated our sort of milestones from the past and looked into the future as well, because we are renowned for new writing, encouraging new playwrights, Alan Ayckbourn being one of them.
What's the history of the theatre?
Well, it all started in 1955, which coincidentally was the year I was born. So while I was being a rug rat, Stephen Jospeh, who founded the theatre, he was basically looking for somewhere in the country to set up what was then an experimental form, theatre in the round. We're in the round now.
Yes, yeah.
Which in 1955 was, bizarre compared to the normal theatrical event of, an end-on experience, proscenium arch.
You're in a very good position because the theatre's opposite the train station, so tourists coming to Scarborough and indeed cyclists. What events have you got coming up throughout the year? What cyclists and indeed tourists might enjoy coming to see?
Well, we've got the rest of our summer season. We've also got, as part of celebrating our 60th, a play called Neville's Island, which is about 4 blokes who are on a sort of team-building exercise, and they're dropped off on an island in the Lake District, and it all goes horribly wrong, and it's a comedy of, burnt sausages and mud.
Sounds like a typical weekend away.
Yeah, exactly. Going on from that, we've got Christmas show, Hansel and Gretel we're doing, which is by a local writer called Mike Kenny, who's had great fame. He wrote an adaptation of The Railway Children, which is done with a real train.
Fantastic.
Which is on in York at the moment. We've got loads going on. And if you're a cyclist, you'll be most welcome, because I'm a cyclist too.
Oh, great.
I've left my Brompton at home today, but I do come in on it. It's just about the right sort of commute.
Chris, many congratulations on your 60th anniversary.
Thank you.
I wish you all the best for the future when you head off to Pastures New. And thank you very much for inviting me along to this beautiful theatre.
It's been my pleasure.
Thank you, Chris.
Nice to talk to you.
Direction. Something stuck while lovers bounce right back.
I sampled some fish and chips on my travels around Beverley, but there's something truly traditional about enjoying fish and chips by the sea. It seems to taste better.
The mark of a friend worth having is one who knows when I back you up or set you straight. And I won't let you down. No, I won't let you down.
For just a few £22 you can enjoy one of the many boat trips what operate out of Scarborough Harbour. I'm enjoying a leisurely sail on the pirate ship this afternoon. For those with a little bit more of an adrenaline in them, you can take a ride on one of the speedboats. If you've been inspired to get on your bike but want some tips and advice for riding in the countryside, you can download the free mobile app Cycle Yorkshire Ride the Routes. You can also follow the links to our website estuary.tv/on your bike for more details. Join me next time as my cycling odyssey sadly concludes, where I'll be back in Beverley, meeting a man who manufactures specialist bikes from the comfort of his own home, on the road with some pro cyclists, and catching up with an old friend, my bike ability trainer. So from the rugged shores of Scarborough, until next time, goodbye.
I'm looking at the car and the cyclist on my right, covering my brakes.
On your bike, in association with Safer Roads Humber, taking cycle safety seriously.